So hello students, welcome everyone. So in this video we'll be discussing about pressure, right? So first of all, how pressure is produced. Pressure is produced when a force acts on an object. Okay, when a force acts on an object, then pressure is produced. Okay, and an object exerts a force on another object by making contact with it or by simply touching it. Clear? So what is pressure actually? Pressure is the force acting on a unit area of a surface. Okay, pressure is the force acting on a unit area of the object or a surface. Okay, it is called as pressure. So the formula of pressure is given to you, that pressure is equal to what? Force by area on which it acts. Pressure is simply equals to what? Force by area. Okay, so let's discuss more about pressure now. You have learned in class 7 that strong winds during a storm or a cyclone can blow away even the rooftops. You also learnt that winds and cyclones are caused by the differences in air pressure, right? So is there any relation between pressure and force? Let us find it out. So try to push a nail into a wooden plank by its head. Okay, try to push the nail into a wooden plank by its head. Did you succeed? You have to push the thicker end. Okay, this is the head of the nail. Okay, and this is the tail of the nail. The sharp pointed end is the tail of the nail, and the thicker edge or say the larger area of the nail is the head. Okay, so you have to push, first of all you have to push the nail into a wooden plank by its head. So did you succeeded in it? No. Okay, we cannot push the nail by its head, right? Why? Because the area of the head of the nail is large. Okay, the area of the head of the nail is large in that case. So if the force of thumb, or say if the force of the hammer of our which we are holding in our hand, like just like this is the hammer, right? So if the force of the thumb or say hammer produces small pressure when it acts on a large area, the force of thumb or the force of hammer produces small pressure when it acts on a large area. Why? Because the area of the head is large. Okay, but the same force of the thumb produces much greater pressure when it acts on a very small area of the pin or of the pointed end of the nail. So try to push the nail by the pointed end. Could you do this time? Yes, because of the smaller area of the pointed end of the nail, or pointed of the nail. Yes, the nail can get inside to the wooden plank. Okay, so pressure is the force acting on a unit area. Clear? So the effect of force depends on the area of the object on which it acts. Effect of force depends on what? It depends on the area. That is why the formula of pressure is only what? Pressure is equal to force by area. Okay, effect of pressure is completely depends on the area on which it acts. So similarly, try cutting the vegetables with a blunt knife and a sharp knife. Which is easier? See, it is very easier to cut any object with a sharp knife rather than a blunt knife. Why? Because due to the sharp or say thin edge, the sharp knife has a very thin edge, right? The sharp knife has a sharp and thin edge. So due to the sharp and thin edge of the sharp knife, the force of our hand falls over a very small area of the object, producing a large pressure. Okay, so the sharp knife has a thin edge and lesser area. Okay, or say smaller area. So due to its sharp age, the force of our hand falls over a very small area of the object, produces a large pressure, and this large pressure cuts the object very easily. And on the other hand, a blunt knife has a thicker edge, right? Blunt knife has a thicker edge. So because of the thicker edge, the force of our hand falls over a larger area. The thicker edge has a larger area, so the force of our hand falls over a larger area of the object and produces lesser pressure. So due to this lesser pressure, cuts the object with difficulty. Clear? So it is very easy to cut the objects or vegetables with a sharp knife rather than a blunt knife. Okay, so do you get the feeling that the area over which the force is applied, for example the pointed end of the nail, plays a role in making these tasks easier? Yes, that is only I said that, or we have mentioned that the effect of force completely depends on the area of the object on which it acts. So the force acting on a unit area of a surface is called pressure, and pressure is equal to what? Force by area on which it acts. So at this stage we consider only those forces which act perpendicular to the surface on which the pressure is to be computed. Okay, remember, we are considering only those cases where the force is acting perpendicular to the surface of the object. Okay, where the pressure is to be calculated or where the pressure is to be computed. Okay, the pressure in all the examples should act perpendicularly to the surface of the object. It should act perpendicularly. That means the angle between the force and the area on which it is acting should be 90 degree. Okay, so note that the area is in the denominator of the above expression. So the smaller the area, the larger the pressure on a surface of the for the same force. Okay, see, pressure is equal to what? Force by area, right? Area is where? In this fraction, in this part, in this right hand side part, area is where? Area is in the denominator, right? Area is in the denominator. So if the area is increases, if the area is larger, then the pressure acting on the object is lesser with the same force. If the same force is acting, if we are comparing the two situations, first in the first situation is what? If the force acting on an area, okay, and the area is larger in this case, then the pressure will be less. And if the force acting on a particular area, and if the area is less, then the pressure is larger. Okay, both are inversely proportional to each other. So the smaller the area, larger the pressure on the surface for the same force. Okay, so the area of the pointed end of the nail is much smaller than that of its head. So the same force therefore produces a pressure sufficient to push the pointed end of the nail into the wooden plank. That means it is easier to push the nail with a pointed end, Okay, why? Because it has lesser area as that compared to that of the head of the nail. Okay, so can you explain now why is shoulder bags? Okay, can you explain why shoulder bags are provided with broad straps and not thin strap? Okay, see, the school bags basically have wide straps. Why it has wide straps? Because why? See, it is more comfortable to carry the heavy school bag which has wide straps. Okay, why? Because due to the less pressure of the, or say due to the less pressure exerted by the wide straps, because the area of, or in case of wide straps, is large. Okay, the area of the wide straps is large, so the pressure exerted in that case will be less. Okay, because pressure and area are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, so a school bag has wide strap made of thick cloth so that the weight of the bag may fall over a large area of the shoulder of the child, producing less pressure on the shoulder, and due to less pressure it is more comfortable to carry the heavy school bag. And on the other hand, if the school bag has strap made of thin string, then the weight of school bag will fall over a small area of the shoulder, and this will produce a large pressure on the shoulder of the child, and it will become more or painful to carry the heavy school bag. Okay, understood. And why the tools meant for cutting and piercing always have sharp edges? I already explained it to you that the sharp edges has thin area. Okay, and if the same pressure is applied to the cutting tools over sharp area and thin area, which is a thin area and thick area, then it is better to cut by a tool which has thin area of edge. Why? Because the same force will act on a smaller area, so a smaller area creates or a smaller area produces larger pressure. So it will be very easy for the person to cut the object with a sharp edged tool. Okay, understood. So I now understand what Paheli is telling, that I now understand why potters place on their heads a round piece of cloth when they have to carry heavy loads. So by this they are actually doing what? They are increasing the area of contact of the load with their head. Okay, many a times you have seen, right, that the porter carries a heavy load on his head, and they, before carrying the heavy load, they make a thick cloth. They place a thick and round piece of cloth on their head. So by doing this, they are increasing the area of contact of the load with their head. So the pressure on their head is reduced, and they find it easier to carry the load in that case. Okay, understood about pressure. That means pressure is what? Pressure is equal to force by area. Force acting on a particular area, force acting on a unit area of the object is called as pressure. Okay, so see, this is the picture of how a potter is carrying a heavy load by placing a round and thick piece of cloth over their head, and then they are carrying the heavy load. They are placing the heavy load on their head. Okay, so do liquids and gases also exert pressure? Yes, liquids and gases also exert pressure. Does it also depend on the area on which the force acts? Let us find out, and we'll find out this in the next video. Pressure exerted by liquids and gases. Okay, so yes, from this discussion we conclude that pressure depends on two factors. One factor is what? The first factor is what? Pressure depends on force applied. Okay, pressure depends on the force applied, and the next factor is pressure depends on area over which it acts. Okay, pressure depends on two factors. First factor is what? Pressure depends on force applied, and pressure depends on area over which force acts. Okay, and the same force can produce different pressures depending on the area over which it acts. That means when a force acts over a large area of an object, it produces a small pressure, and if the same force acts over a small area of the object, it produces a large pressure. Okay, if same force is acting on the two objects, okay, first object is what? First object has a large area. If the first object has a large area, then it will create, or it will have a smaller pressure. This area will have a smaller pressure because the area is large here. Okay, and if the same force is acting on the smaller area, then the pressure in this case will be large pressure. Clear? Okay, so if same force is acting over two different objects, one of the object has a large area, then the pressure will be smaller in that case. And if the same force is acting over a smaller area of the object, then it produces a large pressure. Okay, and always remember this thing, that pressure depends on only two factors. First is force applied, and second is area over which force acts. Okay, so yes, that's all for today. We'll continue the chapter in the next video also. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.